106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 14 of Irrelevant Platitudes. We're your hosts Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil, bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture and relationships.
there was lots of things going on in my brain when that was loading.
I paused it, don't worry.
And then I panicked.
With the mute, I did the...
You did it perfect.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to worry about that.
Okay, I thought you were going to add
No.
that to the list of
So
things to
the
be
first
worried
thing that
about.
I got confused about, you were saying that like it was too loud before. I have a fucking beanie covering my ears. That's why
That's
everything's
probably
really
why.
loud.
I was like,
Yeah.
I really felt like my ears were going to break, to be honest. The eardrums were ready.
So I need to release my ears.
Need to free the bees.
I can hear. That's better.
Excellent.
Okay. That'll make no sense to people
No one will understand.
listening.
No.
Yeah. So I've got a new microphone, and that was causing like all sorts of anxiety for me. Configure it on the way in.
Yeah, watching that was a process.
Yes. Because the "How's your week, man?"
That was an
involves
interesting
me being
little-
like super angry at some guy in the UK. We'll get into later. But how was your week? Was it great? Was it average?
Average, I'd say.
I want you to start having good weeks. Let me have all the shit weeks because I'm an old decrepit man.
I just that's how, how mental health goes. That's okay. An okay week is actually a good week for me as far as comparison goes anyway. Yeah, it was good, I guess, in some aspects. A placement was good. I had like a relieving talk with the principals and vice principal about a situation, and I was like, oh, my gut instinct was fucking right, which is really nice, because I actually had a bit of anxiety about it over the weekend, and to be validated was good. Mostly a decent week, cruising through, did some more assignment marking for like additional monies, had the day off on Tuesday, helped a friend unfortunately leave a dangerous relationship, which was hard.
Dangerous?
Yeah, not so great one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
maybe at a later
hard.
date we should probably talk about that.
I feel like
stuff.
it's important to mention, so maybe later down the track. Yeah,
I need to not hit hit that 5 times already.
that's okay. That's okay. We're going with it today.
It's gonna make so
It's
much
all right.
noise.
I'm sure it's
If everyone can bear with the
boopity boops.
bippity clop.
Yeah.
I have a microphone shoved down my throat to get used to it.
Yeah.
But it's great. It was actually a gift from a listener of the show. Did it again.
And then today I had a session with Paul, my therapist. It's his birthday tomorrow, so shout out to Paul again. He's great. He always makes me feel better. Okay, thank you. How's your week?
It's all right. No, it was really good. I was getting some components for the mic and stuff, and this fuckface in the UK he's taken $200 and he's not going to send it.
I love that it's like, yeah, my week was good, so this fuckface.
Yeah. Well, it was really good up until I gave someone a lot of money and they turned out to be a piece of shit.
As they do.
So that's really grinding my gears.
Understandable.
But I reported the dog to PayPal, and their delightful process takes 10 days.
We love the waiting process, don't we?
We're going to have to wait 10 days before we get a component for this mic. And yeah, no, so look, my week was great.
Good.
Outside of that little storm cloud, it's just annoying because this is supposed to be the fun part.
Yeah, no, I understand. And then
I should have just bought it directly. I was going to buy it directly through Amazon, and I found this guy on Facebook, and it was like way cheaper. It was legit.
Should have.
Yeah.
Done fucked it.
So I hope.
Well, have yourself a drink. And on that line.
Thank you so much.
Drink of the week.
I'm on Australian Artisan Seltzers. I think this is like a mixed seltzer.
And I'm back on my Brookvale.
That's the last one.
Yeah, we're not going to have any. Well, I'm not going to have any more. I would buy some on my own.
I didn't even say why we're doing the podcast early. We said it pre-show.
Oh, okay. Your girl's seeing Seth Sentry, who I follow religiously on Twitch and ask if he's single like every freaking day that I'm watching his feed. It's down there. Don't worry, I saw it.
Your feed.
Believe me, I'm attentive. Oh, I thought you were like, I smashed it as in your drink. I'm like, well, someone was thirsty for a drink, weren't they? It's been a week. Oh, it's not even a
festival,
week. Sorry, yes, go on.
Actually, Matt, if you're listening to the podcast, it was a festival that I was saying that we should go to.
Earth Frequency?
So, well, he's actually got time off, yeah. I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I've got everyone, well, most people that I know, everyone's a bit of an exaggeration, but a lot of people I know are going up there or have been already up there to celebrate. I'm kind of jealous a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, you got done? Tick-tock, motherfucker.
Okay, now we have that. There we go. Oh.
Damn, this is so good. Like
4 hours with me,
Oh.
and I couldn't say no.
Excuse me, ma'am.
What would we do?
Stop talking.
Pause. All right.
Hit Control R.
Excellent. I sound.
And you know what? You've got no chance this week. I'm in such a mood. I'm not going to laugh at anything. I haven't put any of yours in, Hatchie.
Okay.
What? I didn't have time today to do it. But we'll see how we go.
I'm happy to have some competition anyway, even up the scores a bit, because you are looking like you're going to lose.
If you had 24 hours with me, and I couldn't say no, what would we do?
So we'd start with JavaScript or C++, depending on if you like it rough. I'd show you the basics of programming, basically just flip in some bits. And then, of course, we're going to do some Fibonacci sequences, recursively. And if your stamina permits, I'll show you how to invert a binary tree.
If you had 24 hours with me...
You're not
that
loving
really
it.
No.
This one got me.
Yeah, so that one was really good. I had seen that one, though.
Oh, damn it.
In, trying to load stuff up in weeks. So that's why.
I see.
That's cheating. I guess
No, it's okay. It's okay. You didn't laugh. We'll count that.
Asking and going to the gym, so let's warm up.
Oh, you need to say it from the start again because you've missed a key element. Yeah.
Need a booty band? Put it on above your elbows. I'm procrastinating going to the gym, so let's warm up.
They help with push-ups, by the way, just for reference.
Oh. She made this part look really easy. Okay. That was honestly hard. That's what she said. And now we push up. Wait, what?
This way.
Okay.
That's good.
I love preemptively just thinking about it happening.
Going to the gym. So
that was one.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
So this is it. You got to do or die off this one. See, those ones are harder for me because I have to. I always miss it on the first one. Yes. That's so good. Oh, that's me lost again. So I guess you just get to whatever you want me to shoot next week. I'll just do it. We'll just do it next week.
All right, we got to do a King's Cup.
I can't do Friday
thing.
next week. I've got a work dinner. You have to do Thursday. God, I can't do something really potent.
Sounds good. Maybe we need to just change the day to Thursdays.
We could do it live on Instagram. That would be kind of cute.
Righto.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do another kind of cross promotion. So you do it on Instagram and then you can put it on the show.
Would y'all do it? Would y'all watch? If you would.
I don't need to watch it. It's just so we can do it later.
Well, yeah, I'm down. I'm very much open to doing whatever.
Well, start thinking. What do you want to do?
Pardon me.
I'll put burp in a shot.
Sorry in advance.
But on to the main segment of the evening.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? And perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Excellent. All right, do you want to segue it? Because you've done all the prep this week. You saved my butt.
I did some prep.
All of the prep?
No, not all of it. You did some stuff too, and you were navigating a lot of things. I felt so bad. I think I drove Banuch crazy because I wouldn't let something go, because I'm really stubborn about making.
But I
points
think if they're
about
listening
things.
to the show for more than one episode, they understand that you hyperfixate on many things.
I do hyperfixate. Hi, my name's Lil, and I hyperfixate on absolutely everything and have to justify myself. So today's, I guess, sticking points topic is the segue from dating to that official relationship. Obviously, there are relationships that are polyamorous, but for the most part, I'd say that both of us are more on the monogamous side, or at least have only been in monogamous relationships. So we'll probably speak to those experiences rather than the others, but those are also, that's not to say that
I'm sure there's podcasts for those guys, right?
Yeah, there's podcasts for you guys. Also, it is inclusive because most of these comments will probably be general to the broader people as well.
I'm just busting you.
Yes. I don't have those.
I
but yes. Okay.
I like it when you run things. It's good.
I don't because my anxiety's high.
You're doing fine. Great.
So, sticking points. And I came up with a few, but I think Banuch was saying that there's a little bit of cross leeway, I guess, there with all the genders. So, did you want to kick off or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Love how disjointed you're. Like, what are you doing? You're not leading anything.
I'm not good at being in charge, so no.
You did.
Thank you. I started really confident. Lost myself
nice.
along the way, but that's all right.
Well, it didn't help that I was being That's the fun part about not being... See, how fun is it now, Lil?
It's good.
When you take jabs at me, eh? It's hard to navigate things.
It is.
I'm also super paranoid about that creak when I
You were so worried about this.
Yeah, this is an
a
experience.
stressed Pete.
Yeah, this is probably me at my most.
If this is you at your worst, oh gosh, you're a fucking angel.
I watched at the start of the episode.
It wasn't even like a tantrum throw though.
I was like, get it away. It keeps giving me information. I don't need information right now.
I'm here to process and give the information.
I want to relax because I'm really starting to enjoy
doing the podcast. That's a bit offensive.
Catharsism, is that a thing? It's the cathartic nature of the podcast is what I was trying to say.
It is cathartic. I always find, my Fridays, I just allocate to this. So
Yeah. I even don't mind because Thursday is like a soft Friday for me.
It's a soft Friday. Wednesday's like a hard Tuesday for me. And Monday's like,
soft Wednesday.
It's like an anti-Sunday and Saturday. Fuck, man. Your wording was
hentai? Sundays?
Oh, you said anti.
All right. So the sticky points, which you got so fucking disjointed. All right. So you said that it's obviously about dating two relationships, right?
Yeah.
And what I thought was really interesting on your note is, how do I know if they want to date me? You know what's really funny? I've never really thought of that.
Yeah.
I was just like, if we start dating, that's cool. And I just kind of go into it. But I think a lot of girls in particular would probably look at relationships like that.
Yeah. I think because of that whole boxed nature of relationships as well. It's either we're dating or we're not. And when you're sort of seeing people, whether it's exclusively or not, there's always going to be the what are we kind of mindset. And I know I'm definitely one of those people. And I'm going to quickly interject myself with a story.
Yeah,
so when I was dating, before I dated my first boyfriend, Lachlan, OG, he's a good dude. We were hanging out quite often. It was obvious that we'd established that there was something there, right? But it wasn't official, if you will.
How early was this?
Oh, this would have been maybe 2-3 months into hanging out, proper hanging out.
Yeah, that's a fair way.
I know, it's exceptionally long. And I was getting irritated, though. Hear me out, right? But because I'm apparently... I do naturally, I think, dominate situations.
No,
who would have thought? I'm a submissive natural... anyway, I'm going to go going. So, just outing myself here. And it'd been maybe 2 or 3 months. I really liked him. And we'd just come back from a party. I think it was 3 a.m. This was in high school, mind you. And I just point blank said, "You like me, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Then why haven't you asked me out yet?" I just really bluntly asked.
Holy shit. But I guess being that far into it, you're allowed to be...
I was so angry. I was like,
yeah, that's
bro,
fair.
Excuse me, I have feelings and I'm just making sure.
Do you date more passive guys? I feel like you might date quite a Because like you said, engineers and stuff, and
Um,
because I haven't actually met any of your
not
boyfriends, so I don't.
sexually, but
No.
passive more
That's different.
generally.
But
Yeah,
in
yeah, I would say
life.
so. If
Yeah.
they're in relationships with me, I think I like effeminate men. I like
Yeah.
I like the I guess non-binary identification. If you can be comfortable in your femininity and comfortable in your masculinity, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being
yeah.
both and being okay with sitting in both without having to have it
I
tied.
feel so old because I would never put non-binary into someone that I would date.
Well, I don't need someone who's non-binary. Like my first ex
yeah.
identified as like a male,
Yeah.
and was biologically a male. But I think it's more, I like people that don't really conform to the societal roles. I think that's probably what I mean. So
Yeah, I get you.
if you want to wear a skirt in my relationship, fuck, by all means. If you want to wear makeup, fucking
more talking
yeah.
about
Cry,
personality, though.
amazing. I love it. And we've spoken about that before.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't even associate crying with a feminine.
I wouldn't, but with toxic
Anymore?
masculinity and then with toxic femininity, it critiques this perception that males are allowed to have emotions. It's like, oh no, you can't. Boys can't cry. It's like, actually, they can, and it's really nice when they do. It's nice to be able to share emotions and have dialogue with humans without feeling like you're just going to be ripped at your throat for having emotions.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's why. I think maybe have you noticed that that's a thing? Like that you enter into like phases where you're like, fuck, has he not said if we're dating or not?
yes,
That happened a few times.
only because I've only been in 2 like long-term relationships. Yes.
Yeah. You instigated both.
Sort of the fuck buddy thing. I told the guy that I really liked him.
Yeah.
And
I think that's that's.
I think I'm more
in those
forward.
sorts of-
I think
yeah.
people don't really communicate that they
like we
have
need
feelings.
we need a third person in here they can add there.
Well, technically speaking, scientifically and psychologically speaking,
Yes.
a third person, and not like another partner in the relationship, but I haven't looked at the research on that, but like a counselor, a therapist, or a person can actually benefit the relationship even more and strengthen it for those things. So technically, yes, your point
That's
is
the podcast.
accurate. Anyway, that was my tangent briefly, but you said that you don't really experience that. Are they actually wanting to date me?
Yeah, I think I've kind of not fallen into relationship. Like, but again, this is the thing is, and I was thinking about this the other day while I was driving, listening to episodes.
Yes.
I'd really like to get that outside perspective because when I go into a relationship, I kind of know what I want, and whether it happens or not, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I know the direction that I'd like to go in that relationship.
Yeah.
And I've kind of always had that, and I think because I always made it important for me to understand what I wanted from like circumstances and situations. So well, yeah, I'm never surprised. I'm just like, okay, that doesn't line up with what I.
Yeah.
That's like a half-assed way, but does that make sense?
No, that does make sense. I get that.
That's how I approach it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was super interesting that I feel like a lot of girls would be like, really like, well, what if he doesn't want to date me and all this sort of stuff?
And you need to have that conversation of the what are we?
There's a high level of
and it's an
investment.
uncomfortable conversation to have as well.
Yeah.
Like, especially if, and I think that's where communication gets blurred between context, experience, believing, like if it's a sexual relationship and then you develop feelings, what does that turn into? So there's a lot of questioning on the dynamics there. And then I guess going on to that, is this going to be forever or will we break up?
I think that's in line, right, with like kind of wanting to know if it's going to be a proper thing and then for how long.
Yeah, well,
right?
I know some people that just want to get into short-term relationships, and to me that's bizarre. Like, of course, if that's your thing, go for it. But
I've never really believed that when I hear people say that, because I just don't. But maybe because it's foreign to me. Like I'm just like I don't understand how you can waste a definite amount of time with someone, because I guess I look at it like that.
And you see it as wastage.
Yeah.
See,
like you could just casually see that person.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to put a label on it.
And I think
you know
that
what I mean?
Don't put a label on it is where that line gets broken
Blurred.
back to the what are we? It sort of reinforces that. But I agree. I personally don't date for the short term. If I'm invested, I want. Yeah, for me, I want to find someone that I can grow old with, that I can have babies with, maybe, or that I
could
can
be the
adopt
person's
or foster
definition
with.
of dating, maybe.
Yeah, well, exactly.
So
and your
that's
perception
probably-
of your relationship, it's going to be unique, right? I suppose like everyone makes their own rules. You're not going to be confined to that, or you shouldn't be at least confined to the box of having kids, getting married, doing X, Y, Z, buying a house. Like if you want to have a childless marriage, if you don't even want to get married and just live with your partner as a de facto and then have careers where you're both earning heaps, double income, no kids, like go for it. You define your relationship, and it's nobody else's fucking business what you do.
Yeah, it sounds.
Sorry.
I don't know why, but your timing when you were like a childless marriage, and you're just like, I'm like, fucking, is she trying to take the piss? Because I got confused before. He's like, I don't know what's happening now. It's funny, but I don't want to laugh.
Sorry, my gestures probably weren't really relevant.
Childless marriage.
It's the WOG genes. They go at their own will.
The family one's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's because the friends I don't mind as much because you can separate friends.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. You 100% can.
Not if you've got one of those like girlfriends in them.
Okay.
So
Tell me.
If you're entering into a relationship, obviously there's jealousy in the initial periods when you're establishing, can I trust this person? Are they safe? Can I trust that they're not going to cheat? Yeah, the partner.
Right.
And then when I suppose it's a matter of, will you meet the friends? If you don't meet the friends, is it always the answer of not knowing?
I think you should meet the friends, but you don't have to have... It doesn't always need to be like a... You don't have to be mates with their mates. Because I think with me...
I agree with that. You don't need to be mates with their mates, but you want to be able to socialize with them and interact with them.
Yeah. But like there'll be ones you get along with and ones you don't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I get what you mean.
I guess it's hard because I'm very sure of certain things with like relationships with all people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do say that I write people off too easily, which I agree with.
I agree too. Yes.
But again, I think it's the time thing. I'm like, I would just rather be hanging out with the other people that I have way more fun with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get what
it's
you mean.
really hard to unlearn that.
Yeah. And you have to force yourself into situations that you don't want to be in.
It's a feeling of discomfort, and I think that's why a lot of comedians and stuff will talk about it, like being at places and be like, and I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Be like, that's kind of how I look at the situations with like, you know, obviously you do stuff because and things that you kind of need to do for you and all that sort of business. But yeah, I think the family one though is like really important.
Yeah.
It's like I said, with friends you can get away with, you know, hanging out socially with every now and then. You know,
well, it depends as well.
Have the separation, but the family you can't separate.
Yes and no though.
Something, but if you do separate it, I feel like that
is a sign.
Makes it a lot harder to give the relationship legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think you're pretty much fucked.
If you've got like a narcissistic mum on like
your
partner's side, or if you know you've got shit with your family, it does make it hard. Like I know at least with my ex, his mum was the only one in his picture. And she did not like me. He did not invite me back home. My parents were always willing. Like my mum, he never met my dad. He intentionally made a point of doing that.
Why? You probably don't have to talk
Question
about that
mark on that end.
I was just genuinely curious.
We can talk about that another time. And then with my mum though, like he met my mum and my sister and my mum's girlfriend twice. And he's like, your family's too intense. And that for me was like, it was like too many of you kind of thing. And that was such a, you know, a shit reaction. You don't really want to hear that from someone that you love. You're like, well, actually they give me love. They support me. Like,
and it's impossible. Like you have same mannerisms.
I want people to respect my family because I love my family, and family for me is a value. So the people that, you know, or the person that I decide to be with, whether it be my forever person or whatever in the future, I do need them to actually enjoy the company of my family. Like my sister, beautiful partner, like a wonderful partner. He came down when they visited from Sydney. He just hung out with us the entire time, and his company was so nice. And I was like, I'm sorry if this is intense, like we are quite a lot, and I should never apologize for that, and I know that.
But I think you're just kind of worried about how that person feels.
And I've had that before, and we are an intense bunch. It would be a lie to say we're not. But he was just like, no, you guys are so honest and communicative, and it's just great to like, you have high energy. It's awesome. And it was just so nice to hear that and know that my sister has a partner that loves her and that respects her love for family. That to me means more than anything. Yeah.
That was deep.
Sorry, just went on.
No, that's good though. Yeah. I think that's very important.
Oh yeah, things that you love the most about the person, you're going to end up hating. So I feel like, and I mean, there is science in the literature like to back this up, but the thing that you enjoy most about people, whether it be friendships or relationships that are intimate, you're more than likely going to end up hating that about them the most as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think with anything that becomes repetitive, because it's like you'll notice the behavior quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because they do it a lot. Notice it. It's kind of like that. Slowly, you lose the tolerance over time.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends how you look at it. A large portion of mitigating that would be identifying it early on, being like, cool, all right, this is something that's awesome, and I need to keep it awesome.
But how do you keep it awesome when it's something? So let's say,
well, it's that thing that you actively have to be like, I understand what's going to happen.
What's something that you do the most that you think is quirky at the start of when you're
I'm really
introducing?
grumpy.
That's not a quirky trait.
No, but that would be reflected in my humor, like negative humor.
Okay. So you think that there would be like a level of like negative humor that would just be a bit too much. Like, okay, we get it. You're depressed. Now can we move along?
Yeah, stop like pointing out the negative.
Interesting. And is that why you value positive outlooks? Sorry, I feel like I'm psychoanalyzing. I'm not. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I don't know if I value it. I think I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Positive outlook.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a good counterbalance.
And that's why you need that. Even.
I've never had that before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe I have. I think Sarah was a little bit more. But I don't know, because it's hard when you're with a negative person. It does make things like cloudy.
Hey guys. Oh yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah, like when I was shitty before. It's hard, and I guess I just wish I didn't outwardly show that.
Well, you're human as well.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's a bit melodramatic.
I mean,
like they're not real.
Don't invalidate your stuff either at the same time.
No, but it puts it into scope, right?
My perspective, yes, it might be a bit melodramatic, but at the time it's real for you and therefore it's valid.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not valid, but it's just annoying and rude.
Okay. I know my non-stop is my thing. Be really quirky and exciting, and people are like, wow, she talks and she's got lots to say. And then I'm like, I don't shut the fuck up either, and I don't have a filter, so I'm going to say everything.
I mean, look, it's not... You're aware.
So far. Just wait.
No, but you're aware of it.
50 episodes in, what's the bet? Banuch pulls the plug.
No way, I enjoyed this. But that was... That
was a good one. Wow, we are good for time.
Motoring. Yeah, motoring, ma'am. But I think what could we close the segment off on? The sticking points of dating and relationships. I think a big point is understanding that, especially things that you think got super awesome at the start.
Yeah.
Just learn or remember that. Always remember that was something that you enjoyed about the person, and give yourself some scope. Like, it might be shitting you now, but remember the essence of what that is, and that made you happy.
Yeah.
And at some point, for some reason, irritating you. The thing itself isn't irritating.
Yeah.
I think there's reasons. I think more that'd be a manifestation of other shit.
What's your trigger stuff that's going on to make this exacerbate almost?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I guess my final point...
Love the family, love the friends.
Yeah, love the family, love the friends. If you can. If you don't, that's okay as well. I mean, there are some people that are just genuinely toxic, whether they're in your friendship group or, in your family, and that's okay. I think just staying genuine, staying honest, and having that open communication, I think that's like number one for moving into that dating to relationship phase. If you don't like something, say it. If you do... say it, but communicate genuinely, but not bluntly.
Correct. I was looking at this mic just then. It's doing incredibly well at not picking you.
Amazing.
So I think
we should be okay.
When we swap that one over, we'll have some incredible
sound.
But yeah, so we'll move into our celebrity news team. See, Bevo, they're all gone from the live stream.
I know.
Bro.
I was like, "Fuck! Did we lose them when we got too serious when I was talking about my family?"
It's Thursday at 10 o'clock.
Oh, fuck! Right. It's 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're dropping like flies, man. Okay, Bevo, I'll host you with your one view, which is you.
Don't beat me.
We peaked at 10, bro. Couldn't sustain it. I couldn't sustain it.
Yeah, we had like 9 before.
No news is good news.
Oh, Hashi's here. So there's people here. All right, so I need to really define what segment is what, because Almost Famous and the news can kind of be the same thing.
Kind of could, yeah.
Okay, but this week, so Seth Rogen has pretty much said that he won't work with James Franco anymore because he's been called out again for doing weird shit. I did find, and we haven't watched this. He apparently in 2018 addressed the sexual misconduct stuff. Do we want to watch it?
Look, I'm
How long is
open
it?
to watching it.
It's 3 minutes.
I feel like it's
we
not
have
go-
time.
We've got time.
Gimme, Jimmy.
I need
Golden
context
Globes.
anyway.
One of the things that happened in the Golden Globes, and obviously this happened in the last couple of days before we had you booked on this show, and I'm glad you're still here. You were wearing a Time's Up button, like a lot of guys at the show, and some women during your time on stage said that was hypocritical. They went to Twitter and said that was hypocritical based on their experiences that they've had with you. They made some allegations. I wonder if you have read those tweets, and if so, how you respond to them.
Yes, I was sent a couple of the tweets, so yeah, I did read them. I haven't responded. I think, well, the ones I read were not accurate. But one of the things that I've learned is that this is a conversation that obviously needs to be had. There are people, women and others who have not been a part of this conversation. And I truly believe, and why I was wearing the pin, is that they need to be a part of this conversation. And so I support that.
Ali Sheedy also had a tweet. She since took it down. I heard you mention last night on Stephen Colbert's show that you had directed her in a play. You'd had a good experience with her. Have you reached out to her as someone, and are you not curious as to why she would do that if you had, from your perspective, a good relationship with her?
Yes, I had a great relationship with her. She took the tweet down. I don't know. I really don't.
Not curious enough, though, to reach out to her as someone that you had a good relationship with before, and to try to understand why she would have done that?
I don't know.
This is
it was so
awkward,
shocking.
man.
I don't know.
It is what
guess I'm
it
just letting
is.
it be.
Last thing I'll say, or ask
dude,
about
this is
I should say.
2018.
This moment, I think is this an exciting time because it's allowing us all remember, especially as men, that there were other people in different perspectives for things that we experienced. Does this Time's Up movement and this moment we're having right now, does it make you look back at all and question any of your behavior in the past based on this new perspective we're getting on how women have perceived things for so long?
I mean, I think what I really learned, and being here and this week, and that show that we were, it was, I mean, it was so powerful in there.
That we heard some amazing things from some
Stop fluffing, bro.
Like I said, there are stories that need to get out. There are people that need to be heard. I have
He's been briefed by his PR manager.
Story, but I believe
he's
in
just talking
Next one,
these
top
people
stories
that have been
of artists
underrepresented,
saying
getting their stories out enough that I will, hold back things that I could say just because I believe in it that much. And if I
If you believed in something that much, you would be speaking about it. You would be apologizing if you did, or at least acknowledging, more than a fucking half-ass statement of garbage words strung together of nothingness. That wasn't even acknowledgement of what's got. There are people with stories. Wow, no fucking shit. That's what you've been told and asked about, and you're just saying, well, yeah, there are stories. They deserve to be shared. People's stories. Thank you, fucking James Franco, you fucking asshole. Like, fuck me.
So then we fast forward to this one.
Okay.
So that was in 2018.
Oh my
he got
gosh.
called out because he obviously,
like
he just said on behalf of.
Apparently.
Man.
Yikes.
At least that stuff's been coming out for a while. It feels like it's just
At least it's consistent.
Like recently, but it's been since 2018.
It's because it's cancel culture time now. That's why.
So let's.
What can I say is that I despise abuse and harassment, and will never cover or conceal the actions of someone
Seth
doing
Rogen.
it, and knowingly put someone in a situation where they are around someone like that.
And when it comes to his private...
So what he just said was, they quoted him saying, what I can say is that I despise abuse and harassment, and I will never cover or conceal the actions of someone doing it, or knowingly put someone in a situation where they were around something like that.
To be honest, that holds pretty strongly, considering they are very close. No, as mates, they were very close. So to be able to say that is
he's
pretty...
been accused of doing it since 2018. And I think even before then, like I heard things of that. And it's really weird because his brother is married to Alison Brie, who's like a super strong
Dave
kind of female
right?
actor.
Or the other one?
Yes.
They have a
The
third
guy that
brother.
ruined Scrubs is what they put him in there and he could not act. Now he can though. So
I know.
he's come a long way.
But I love Alison Brie.
it's an awkward thing because like everyone, you have friends that are weird and have quirks and stuff. And I think in male circles, you do have guys that are really cool in that respect. And it's the old guard, I think, where like that can kind of be ignored. So that's, I think he's kind of caught in that now.
Yeah.
There's like this shit. So the shit that came out with him now was he had a film school.
Oh God.
And he used to teach at that film school.
Yeah.
And did like, he does that weird arty shit. Remember he was in like an art institute and just sat in like a chair. And then people could sit down and kind of look. It's a very, very arty thing.
Okay.
And there was apparently girls that went there that had to like do simulated sex stuff and they didn't want to do it. And
gosh,
and
that's
that whole thing of like, if you don't want to do it, you get kicked off the scene and all that kind of stuff.
That's fucked.
Very much exclusive. Going along with that weird kind of art.
I don't mind that kind of art, but you should never
No.
be punished for not
yeah.
consenting to do something.
But even like when people try and do like kind of weirdly sexualized stuff and call it art, like it's a very grey area.
I'll agree with it being a grey area, but I'm all for that kind of art. Like I love bodies. I love the way that we can create art with our bodies, particularly
but just
naked
make sure the
ones.
people you're doing with it. Like,
Make sure it's consensual.
Don't do it in schools, man.
Yeah, that I just would not
That's not-
recommend. No.
Not cool. Even if it's like an adult film. So I think it basically time's up for him.
Time's up
He's
for him because you were
fucked.
talking about time's up. Very funny. Nicely done. Pardon me.
And yeah, man, it sounds like this is the thing though, right? We don't have all of the facts, and I guess a lot of things that you do see of over glorification of people speaking out against these guys and stuff. And then you do see like an avalanche of people start to talk about them. And then when you do see it in that sort of volume, I guess, and this is me thinking out loud, I guess you would think like, how are none of these people saying anything if it's that detrimental to their health, to their well-being?
Because people
on volume
are afraid.
Yeah.
And usually when one person speaks out, it's sort of like the bystander effect. Have you heard a bit about the bystander effect?
No.
So they kind of did this little bit of research, social psychology speaking, and they had someone, they had like one of these fake professors pretend to fall, essentially, like in front of people while people had to go to a lecture hall series. Pretty much anyone that passed by, despite this person asking for help, absolutely nothing. Like no one would help out. There's been cases in real life where there's been women that are being brutally stabbed and murdered and people have heard something but they haven't made a statement. It's not until usually if one person goes and helps that all these people start becoming these altruistic glowing beans of amazingness.
Yeah, okay.
So I think that it might be a little bit of a case of that, a little bit of a case of fear. You know, maybe some people are just tacking on for the sake of it and having attention too. It could be a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it gets muddy, I guess.
It does. But I'm definitely not someone, I don't know, I fall onto the mindset of I don't victim blame, and I'm not saying you are.
No.
But when people kind of come out with these accusations, for the most part, it doesn't just start for no reason. There are less cases of people that accuse and it being false than people who accuse and it's genuine. So I'm going to probably stick on the side of, you know, he probably did it. And as a celebrity, we got to keep him accountable.
I think that's the thing though. I guess it almost feels like it's plausible with him, I guess.
He does have a bit of a CD.
That's dangerous though, right? Because then you're kind of almost stereotyping too.
Yeah.
Because he looks a certain way.
And then you got to
he
be
does certain
careful.
things.
Things like the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. People were believing Johnny Depp. His career got completely ruined initially.
Yeah.
Couldn't do Pirates of the Caribbean. Couldn't do
He's
any
fine.
Disney
he got that
movies.
sweet Disney money, man. He's fine. He's all good.
Well, maybe not mentally or psychologically though, given the fact
no
that he
doubt.
was severely abused both physically and mentally.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
I think that's also
Did
where
he cut
it
his
is.
finger off or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's crazy, man. How's she not in jail right now? That's insane.
That is a very good question.
Fuck
Please
me.
don't kill us, Amber. Thank you.
Hey, come at me, bitch. I will fuck you up. Seriously.
I make.
Try and cut my finger off. Yeah.
Please
we'll see what
just
happens
don't
then.
cut mine off. That's all I ask.
It was a door. I think she slammed it in a door or something. I think he was.
That's
yeah.
so fucked up.
But they're both artists. Could you imagine two actors having an argument? How fucking overly dramatic that shit would be.
The court case, I think, detailed a little bit about that too when it was released.
Someone was recording someone. Anyway, that was a big thing. Hopefully something pops up.
Yeah.
And we can move on to Ellen DeGeneres. She's like done.
She's also being cancelled.
Gone,
Well,
mate.
apparently she's retiring.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
so she's done.
so she says.
So what was the backstory to this? That she was just a massive bitch to work for?
She was really toxic. I think she was underpaying staff and just treating them really disrespectfully.
But wouldn't the studio? I feel like she wouldn't directly pay them. She was on the.
No.
They're on one of the major lots.
I have
think the
no
studio-
idea. You'd have to research it.
Unless
to
she's
get more.
credited for it. This story gets a bit.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Dave Chappelle and that reckon she's a really good comedian.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see what the fuck is going on with EJ.
Ellen told her staffers it was heartbreaking for her to hear these disturbing allegations about what was going on behind the scenes. There was an internal investigation. They interviewed more than 100 people connected with the show.
Just when you thought that things were starting to possibly die down, things seemed to go from bad to worse for the famous television talk show host Ellen DeGeneres. The 62-year-old star of the Ellen DeGeneres Show actually had a video call with producers and the Ellen crew in order to address some issues at hand.
Do you want to win a brand new iPhone?
Oh no!
Is that an ad?
It's embedded into the video.
As Ellen
Filthy.
presented herself in an entirely honest and humble manner. But was this something that Ellen made the decision to do in order to boost her own morale? Or could it be that she is finally taking it upon herself to completely resolve these past allegations made against her and her talk show?
The award-winning host at one point breaking down in tears.
Basically said she had no idea that this is what life was like on set. Given just the nature of the show is that her employees should love coming to work.
It seems that while addressing several work changes, DeGeneres also attempts to address the previous claims of toxicity in the workplace. As always, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
DeGeneres saying she wasn't
By addressing
perfect
toxicity in the
and
workplace,
realized that
she
some
cancelled her
leaders were
show,
very sensitive
thus
to
rendering them all
human beings as they
unemployed.
should have been.
Yeah, good
Adding
work,
that
you fucking hypocrite.
Can I-
That's not even a hypocrite, it's the cunt.
No, but there's a conspiracy theory.
Is there? Please tell me.
She has ties to the whole Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, that's not a... well, she's
Which-
loaded.
Yep.
She likes women.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't really know what that would entirely have to
The
do with
so
it.
the Epstein Island.
Yeah.
The Epstein conspiracy theory was
Yeah.
to funnel women into an island where they fuck them.
And children as well, though. There's
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. That, I was trying to. You know.
And
what I mean.
also, wouldn't be having sex with them; it'd be raping. But yes, anyway. Sorry, just political
Yeah,
correctness here.
that's what I mean. So that definitely puts her in line with that crew.
It could, but yeah. So there's been some allegations around that as well, which I don't know the whole theory of that.
Mate, if there
intrigues
was
me.
fucking royal family, I mean, what's to not have?
Well, I mean,
shitty talk
she's
show host
interviewed
going?
Hillary Clinton how many times?
Well, yeah,
Those
Bill went a
emails
bit.
were deleted.
Bill got amongst it,
how
mate.
many times? That's all I'm saying.
The one that scared me was Chris Tucker.
Really?
He's on some of the Flight
gosh.
Manifesto. Yeah.
Not
So that's shit.
But you know
Wow.
who's safe? Keanu Reeves. Oh boy.
Yeah, like we said last
We
week,
do,
he just
yeah.
doesn't
No,
he doesn't hang
he's
out with
great.
anyone.
He can
that's
go
the
John
key
Wick
to
on all their
remaining safe.
asses.
I just wonder how, as an actor, like if you don't socialize and stuff, how do you get gigs? Because like his initial
I mean, he
roles,
just aced right in The Matrix. All of his characters are loners, so maybe
Yeah,
he just like
well-
because he fits the brief. They're like, you know what? I got a great guy for you, Keanu. Come on.
but like I don't understand how he's getting these roles. Because Bill and Ted, I think Bill and Ted's his first thing. He
Yeah.
might have done some TV stuff.
Mm.
And then like the Matrix, that's okay.
I fell
the first
asleep
one
in
was
it
really
3
good.
times.
Yeah.
Ooh, did you burp? I just
was
coughed that.
pretty-
That was
yeah, right?
Whew. I make noise, but far out. They don't.
It's because of the
smell
food.
like that.
It's the food. I'm hungry. Yeah. So Ellen's gone.
Yeah.
What,
Good riddance.
what's daytime television going to replace it with? Is the question.
More Oprah until
You,
Oprah dies.
Is she still doing her thing?
Yeah. I don't know how. I
Harpo
thought
Network?
isn't she dead yet? Like,
I don't
no
know.
offense, like
I wonder when she's going to come out.
as a lesbian, or
Mm.
you think she's a lesbian?
No one mentions their best friend on TV that much. No one.
I don't know.
Not even the guys on Entourage.
There's a lot of gamer dudes that do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, on TV.
No. When they're streaming. Anyway, yes.
That was a terrible joke.
It wasn't a joke. It was. I'm serious. I mean it quite seriously.
What do you mean? I don't understand what.
I feel like we're losing track of what we're getting on. The
Well, it doesn't
point.
make sense.
There's
That's
no
why.
point. The point is, I'm sleepy. I'm really tired now. Do we have any more? Sorry. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. There's too many.
because it made no sense.
It did. I mean to say that like there are gamers, like guy gamers that talk about their best mates 24/7 when they're streaming, and just comparing that to TV show stuff. So I would not say that makes them gay, and I would not say that makes Oprah gay.
Done it?
I wouldn't, because all boys have like, I mean, yes, you guys all have that no homo but homo thing going on, but
I think that's interesting though.
the bromance thing. Maybe we should talk about bromance one episode.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I don't know if I have a man crush on Elle's boyfriend. Amazing human.
I think you've mentioned him before.
Damien. Yeah, he's the best. But that's really cool. I would definitely like to unpack it.
We should, and I also would like to explore the bro discussions that you guys have when a person's bringing in their missus. If there's any conversation.
So what do you think discussions are? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
like
have
the chats
any,
of, I have a human that I'm bringing in. Because girls talk about this stuff like
yeah.
Well,
I don't. Because I can't. This is the thing. I feel like in that way.
I don't engage in gossip. You totally.
No. It's just one of those things where I don't. This is gonna sound really bad.
You don't care.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's fair. I mean, it's their relationship.
It's just
right?
like, well, no, like I care about obviously the dude and his relationship, but it's like, it's his missus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is there like a crucial point, like before you've met the missus, where you guys are all talking and they're like, oh, this is the lady I've been speaking with or seeing, or
I think a lot of guys might. I just don't.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've seen that happen.
Okay.
And I feel like that's probably happened.
Yeah, I feel like that would be an interesting dialogue
me,
to like know about or discuss.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things. If those conversations might happen if there's not much going on.
Yes.
In that circle, I think, which is a whole nother dynamic.
Mm.
We opened Pandora's box.
We did.
It's just then.
Yeah, it's all right. We're still good for time.
Oh, mate, we crushed time. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
So you're working tomorrow as well?
Placement all day, then come home.
And are you gonna pack and leave?
For what? I'm not going to the festival. I'm going to Seth Century, you goose.
Sorry.
I'm just going to a gig.
Right.
And also, I would never abandon Subu. And I've got work on Saturday.
Yeah, okay. So you're not going to.
No.
Now I'm on the same page. I was so fucking.
Yeah, I noticed when you started talking about a festival, I'm like,
yeah.
Unrelated, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're on it now.
All right, we got it. At the end of the
Start
episode.
time? Question mark?
I'll cut that in front and then make it seem like it didn't happen. I think I wonder how much noise the bumpies. But regardless, let me hit the outro.
See you guys.
And
thanks for
wasn't
watching.
this an experience, team?
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold. The Pioria.
Get the fuck out of here! What fucking warming up? Get out of here!
All right.
You heard the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.
Amigos.
Bevo, do you want the host of the one? I don't think you do you?
Bevo has left the
I
building.
don't even know how to host. Let's just go, if I go /host. Oh, I can do this BEVVO.
I think you have to add.
There you go.
Oh, no, you did it. Nice. Maybe you didn't. Don't know.
I did. Yep. 2 host commands remaining this half hour.
Mm.
Here you go, mate. Alrighty. I'm going to kill the recording.